offensive linemen use their leverage to get the hands of the defensive front down so you can throw it through that little bit of crowd and get it to the receiver. In this event, they did, but a nice play by the defender knocking it away.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance. He rifles one that's intercepted. Shaquill Griffin with a pick. And the Vikings will take over possession here up at the 44. So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a combination of all of those things. In any event, he's got to get it figured out and in a hurry.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. He's going to air one out. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown. Rico Gafford with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that way.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
A good gain on first, has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Lance looking to throw it. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back to throw here, Herbert. This is caught. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal.
A gain of 8 brings up 2nd and goal.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Flushed out right. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tony Pollard with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more.
So the 2-point conversion trend continues, at least as far as trying those goes. They've attempted them after all 3 touchdowns, CD, and converted now 2 of them.
They're not just dipping their toe in the water, are they? I mean, they're committed to going for 2 points, and 2 out of 3, now with a 22-0 lead. In a sense, They're a little bit ahead of the curve because normally it would be 21, wouldn't it?
And with the way their defense is playing, I don't know if it matters if they do convert any of these. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It's caught. Mitchell. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
This defense for the Vikings, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Throwing now is Lance.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Lance to throw for it on fourth down.
And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
On first down, it's Herbert.
Eluding the pressure right. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
He did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Herbert.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
A loss of 12.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Lions are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
They'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
2nd and 6.
But you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 31 yards.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's Lance.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnson. And in for the Lions touchdown. Deontay Johnson. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that will cut the lead down to 15. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
1st and 10.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this 1st half. They'll try and throw for it. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And that was the old QB one-man band play there in the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants
in the Yale Bowl,
right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now a play fake. Lance. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Working from the gun, Lance. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33.
And the Lions 1st down.
Again, they'll throw it with Lance. Here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield. 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup.
Lance now to throw.
At the 27-yard line.
This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Complete to number 8. 1st and goal at the 9.
Here's Lance to throw it. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
On 2nd and 10, Herbert. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Herbert. And he comes back with one complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. To the air again, Herbert. Being chased out left. And got his man complete. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Herbert operating from the red zone. That is caught at the 7. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Herbert. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Chris Godwin, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Vikings go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Herbert throwing again. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw forward.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Lance's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big connection on that one. 36 yards.
1st down, Detroit.
Lance now on 1st down. Finds his tight end, Ingram. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Ingram. 4 yards on the pickup.
To throw, it's Lance. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Lions offense ready off their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of the first half. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. Another try after the 1st down sack. Lance. And the catch made by Johnson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. Completes it to Evan Ingram. Touchdown, Detroit!
Detroit.
I tell you, for a defender, that's got to be a scary sight, seeing a big man like this with a head of steam behind him as he makes that catch and then turns upfield.
Yeah, normally when you talk about tight ends, you immediately begin talking about them rumbling down the field. But to me, he was pretty well gliding downfield there. Very athletic for a big man, and he takes this one all the way to pay dirt.
Pulls it in at the 13.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is, we want to be the guys.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They snap it to Herbert. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Play action, now it's Lance. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. To throw again on 2nd down. Lance. Over the middle here to Brown. Touchdown! Antonio Brown with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And that one cuts this to a 17-point spread.
Next to score, Vikings 38, Lions 21.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, these two division rivals, the schedule maker gave them a couple of second-half meetings this year. They met for the first time back in Week 11, and it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big...
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford any more at this point. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. He sets to fire deep. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there for Minnesota. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Vikings. Tony Pollard, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They'll look to throw. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. Through an opening, and there he goes. 20. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as head play backfires in a big way. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. And you don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Off of play action, here's Lance. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And they'll go for it. Lance. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Lance now on first down. Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. And he is going to have a Lions first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now Lance. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. After the turnover, here's Herbert. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's going to get this inside the 30. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's